All right, guys, welcome to the March team call. I'm super excited to have Taylor talk to us tonight all about Instagram and some stuff about social media. So a lot of this stuff is going to be covering the basics because we have a growing team and a lot of new people on our team. And so I want this to be a good resource that we can kind of show our new coaches as we bring them on and just go over like the basics of what to do on Facebook. And then Taylor's going to cover a lot of Instagram. So it's going to be an awesome call. I hope you guys have something to take notes with, and we will go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen with you guys for the first part, and then I'll let Taylor take over. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get everyone's faces, not covering up the PowerPoint. Okay, so we are going to be talking about social media, but first I want to go over all of the awesome rank advancements and Success Club points for this month. So one thing that's really amazing is every single person on the team is up here. There's someone that's not muted. Can you guys all make sure you guys are muted? Let me see. Okay, perfect. Okay, so every single person on our team made it up here, and that is super exciting. So we'll just go through really quick. So myself, I am still at Team Builder in Success Club 18. Kenzie is a new team builder, and she is at Success Club 13, and then also got 3 points on her mom's account, which basically means that helped her to get to Team Builder. It's going to help her rank advance, and she's actually at Success Club 18 since that's on her mom's account, which she controls. So awesome job, Kenzie. And then Taylor, it was her first month. She got Success Club 10 in Business Starter. Asia, it was also her first month. She got Success Club 9 in Business Starter as well. Samantha rank advanced to Emerald Coach and is a Business Starter and got Success Club 6. Jessie rank advanced to Emerald Coach and got Success Club 3. Sydney List got Success Club 1. So the amazing thing about this, you guys, is every single one of the people on our team is up on this board, and that is not normal for a lot of teams. Like the fact that you guys all have Success Club points and are all rank advancing and are all moving up on the leadership ladder is freaking awesome. And I think it really goes to show that we have a really amazing team and everyone has such an amazing drive, and we are going to go so far this year. I'm super excited. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I am pushing for our team to be elite this year, and I am in an elite mastermind group, and some of the coaches that are running it are Melanie Mitro, who's the top coach in Beachbody, and Bonnie Engel, who's the second coach in all of Beachbody, and there's Andrea and Miguel and Christina, and I'm forgetting someone else, but they are amazing, and they're giving us a bunch of tips on how to hit elite. And right now, our team is ranked number 260 out of the 400,000 plus coaches in the network. So that is amazing. Like, we have only been a team for 1 year, and we're ranked 260, and it's just the beginning of the year. So keep up the awesome work. And I also want to introduce our new coaches that we have this month. So we have Allie Morgan, who's on the call, Andrea, who is one of Samantha's coaches, and Jessica. So let's welcome all of them in. Someone is still not muted. 1 second. Okay, there we go. All right, and then another really awesome thing to note is that for Team Cup, there were 5 of us on Team Cup, and we got 57 points. We actually got 63, but there was a little bit of a technicality, and so it showed up as 57. But we seriously like kicked everybody's butt in all of Delta Fire, which is amazing. That is a lot of Team Cup points. For the new coaches on the call, Team Cup is kind of something we do every few months where Beachbody coaches will all get on a team together and we'll push really hard to help as many people as we can and to rank advance and move our business forward. Our team did an amazing job, as you can see up here, and we got lots of prizes for that, so that's really cool. Another thing that's amazing is that we have 37 coaches in our team as of this month, and a couple months ago it was a third of that, so we're growing really, really fast and doing just all around an amazing job. Everyone's super impressed. I'm so proud of you guys, and all of you new coaches have joined an amazing team. So that's all I'll say about that. All right, let's jump into, so Super Saturday and Summit. I talked a little bit in our team page about Super Saturday. any events like this are really important for you guys to go to because they are just so important for your business. You'll learn a lot of amazing tips and tricks from other coaches, and it's nice to hear how other teams do stuff. It gives you lots of good ideas. You get to meet your team, especially for all the new coaches and people I haven't met yet. I would love to meet you guys in person. They're just super fun, and they light your fire for coaching, and it's always a good time. This company really spoils us, so events like this are amazing to go to. So the next Super Saturday is actually on Sunday, April 9th, and tickets are only $15. And this is an amazing event to take a friend to that you think would be a good coach, or who maybe just wants to get in a good workout, or hang out with you for the day. It's only $5 to bring a guest. And for example, Samantha and Jesse went with me to a Super Saturday and signed as coaches shortly after, and they both are amazing coaches. So I would highly recommend that you get yourself to these events. It's worth any amount of money because it seriously is what helps move your business forward in a really big way. So they're super fun, and if you guys can make it on April 9th, I would love you guys all to come. Okay, so we're gonna jump in now to top tips for social media. So I am most comfortable on Facebook, and so when I speak to these tips, that's mostly what I'm talking about. And Taylor and I would say, are both good at social media, but there's a million different people who will tell you different things to do on social media. So take what we say with a grain of salt and just kind of mold it to work for you and work on whatever platform floats your boat. So these are just my top tips for social media in what I've learned in my first year as coaching. So we're just going to go through all of these. And the reason that I feel strongly about sharing this with you guys is because I didn't have a lot of upline support when I started as a coach. And so I want that to be different for you. Like, it took me a solid 8 to 12 months to get this and start making a great income and feeling like I kind of know what's going on. And I want that time to be cut down for you guys. So I'm telling you guys all my mistakes so that you guys can possibly not make them. All right, so number one, your social media is your storefront. So I want all of you guys to think about what the last 3 months of your post on your Facebook or whatever social media you're using for your business look like. And what does that say about you? So there's a couple important things that I should be able to tell if I go to your social media page, and that is, can I tell that you are a health and wellness coach? I know that some of you on the call do not like the term Beachbody coach, so you can definitely say health and wellness coach, but I need to know that you are involved in health and fitness. Can I see who you are besides being a Beachbody coach? So your feed should not just be Beachbody, Beachbody, Beachbody. It should be a lot about who you are too, so that people aren't turned off and thinking that you're really salesy. I need to know that you run health and fitness groups. So that should be apparent on your social media feed. And can I see that I can do it too? Could I see that it's possible for me to do what you're doing and become a coach as well? So this is something really important to just kind of reflect on. And you can even have myself or someone else on our team go through your social media and just tell you what kind of vibe we get from it. And it's kind of a weird concept because if you are anything like me, on my Facebook, I used to be a Facebook stalker. So when I was in nursing school, not paying attention to the lectures, I would scroll through Facebook on my phone and I would never like or comment on anything. I would just stalk everyone, and I would only post maybe once every week or every other week. So it was a really weird concept to me to become a Beachbody coach and think that now I have to post and I have to post 2 to 3 times a day. That seems like so much and I don't want to do it. But it's really important to know that your social media is your new storefront. So unlike a clothing store or a Jamba Juice or a restaurant, we don't have a building that people are coming into where we can hang stuff on the walls or advertise in a magazine or put flyers up. So our social media is where we run our business. And so you have to make sure that when people come to your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever platform you're using, they know what you're about and they know that you're a coach and they know that they can come to you for help. So that's really important to kind of audit yourself on that. So some ways that you can make sure that your social media is on point is to treat your page kind of like a sneak peek. So some of you haven't been a part of a sneak peek yet, but we do sneak peeks on coaching. Sometimes we do sneak peeks on challenge group, and we tell everyone about what we do. So if it was a sneak peek for coaching, we would tell them how we earn money and just things like that, how we help people, what a challenge group is all about, why I do Shakeology, those kind of things. So if you treat your page like a sneak peek and kind of give insight onto what challenge groups look like and what it looks like to be a health coach, people will kind of start to understand and want to be a part of that. Sorry, someone's like banging on my door. I don't know if you guys can see them. Another thing that's really important that you can do is battle objections. So we all know that we get objections, and people are going to say everything from Shakeology is too expensive to they don't have time to they don't want to be a part of it. They think it's a pyramid scheme. There's going to be tons of objections, and you can battle them publicly on your social media page in a way that that's like, sorry, I'm really distracted. Anyways, you can battle them on your social media page. Be consistent times 1 million is something that just means you have to show up every single day. Even if you can only get in 1 to 2 posts, make sure that you're posting every single day, because people are waiting for you to quit. And they probably think that this is just a phase and that maybe you'll do it for a while, but then you're going to quit down the road. So you have to be really consistent and show them that you're always going to be here and you're always going to show up, even if you're going through a hard time, even if you're busy. You got to show up and you got to be consistent. That is so important. If you have like a month where you're having a really tough time and you stop posting and you stop inviting every single day and having conversations, it's going to create a lot of hard months down the road, because as you guys know, inviting and all of that stuff, you have to be consistent, and then it'll build up like when you're pumping a well, and the more and more you pump that well, the more water will start coming out. But if you stop pumping it, you're going to go all the way back to ground zero. People aren't going to trust you. You're going to lose a lot of trust because they were waiting for you to fail, and when you stop posting and you stop inviting, they think that you quit. So you have to make sure that you're being consistent and showing up every single day. You have to have a plan. Well, you don't have to have a plan, but it's very helpful to have a plan. So planning out like what you're going to say Monday through Friday, especially if you're working, you can use a lot of posting planning sites, because I know for me when I'm working 12-hour shifts, it's really, really hard to be going on a break and logging on my phone and coming up with a post. So you can come up with some planning tips and just having a general plan to keep on track. So you can have a plan for what Beachbody topics you're going to talk about, and then just topics in your own life that you're going to talk about. So if you think about yourself, what are like your top 5 things that you like to do that are not related to Beachbody? It could be hiking, it could be your dog, it could be discovering new places, it could be traveling, it could be photography, whatever describes you and whatever makes you, you want to be posting about that as well. And a good rule of thumb is to do about 80% of regular posts, and the other 20% can be about Beachbody. One last tip I have on this area is a lot of people are worried that they're going to be annoying, and I promise you that if you do it in a way that's not salesy and if you follow these tips, you are not going to be annoying. And thinking that is kind of just a self-limiting belief and an excuse. So you're not going to be annoying. I promise you, you're going to be adding a lot of value to people's lives, and you're going to be amazed at all of the people that are going to start messaging you and thanking you for being an inspiration and for sharing tips and everything like that. So the next tip I have is that your posts are your paycheck. One thing that someone said that really stuck out to me is act like you're a 15-star diamond. And for newer coaches, 15-star diamond is just a really high rank that people are rock stars if they hit this rank. So act like you know what you're doing and be confident, and act like each post is costing you $1,000 to post. You don't just want to say like, oh no, I need to post, let me just throw up this random thing. Have a plan and post something that adds value to people's lives, and act just really confident, and that'll come across to people in your post. Another thing is to market from the why to the what. I don't know if you guys caught the National Wake Up Call with Bonnie Engel. She talked about this a lot, and it's amazing. So don't just post like a picture of your Shakeology and say like, yum, drinking my Shakeology today, or post a picture of you working out and say, got my workout in. You want to explain why you're doing it, why it's important to you, why you're able to fit it into your life, and kind of tell that story and share your journey. Don't just say what it is, explain why. And another thing is to be very careful with the way that you're saying things. So it's a lot more effective to say words like we and our and team and join the community. than it is to say, I do this and I do that and this works for me. You want to show other people that they can do this too. And so using language like we and our and community is inviting them to come in and join you. Another thing that can be confusing is if you say, join my challenge group or do core to force with me, because a lot of people in the general community don't have any idea what that is. So if you say something more like, I would love you to join our community of health and fitness, or join my health and fitness group, or I'm doing this amazing, empowering kickboxing workout and it makes me feel so great. That's better than saying core to force or challenge group, because people might not know what you're talking about. Lastly, post at the right time. So everyone's market is going to be a little bit different. For example, if you are working a 9-to-5 job, think about what time you normally go to bed, and do you scroll Facebook right before you go to bed? Because a lot of people do. So maybe a good time to post would be like between 7 to 9 p.m. right before you go to bed. But maybe a not good time to post would be at like 11 p.m. on a Monday through Friday, when most people like you are sleeping. So just think about what time your market that you're trying to advertise to and to help will be awake, and that will help you to post at the right times. Some things to stay away from are stock photos. And what I mean by stock photos is like any of the 21 Day Fix with Autumn Calabrese, or Payo with Shalene Johnson, or like a Shakeology bag or your Shakeology cup. Those are pictures that any coach in the entire network could post, and so they're not personal and they don't show your brand and who you are. We also don't want to be salesy. That's a big one, and if I ever see anyone being salesy, we can definitely come up with a better plan for how to not be salesy. Don't be desperate. If you haven't hit Success Club, you don't want to post like 10 different Join My Challenge group posts to try to rein people in. And then try not to be negative on your social media, which I feel like kind of goes without saying. So I want to go through a few examples of good versus bad posts. And if you've done any of these, don't worry and don't feel bad, because I will tell you that I've probably done all of these. And like I said, I just want you to learn from my mistakes. So some ones that you would not want to post is like you with your box of Shakeology, because any coach could do that, and it's not specific to you and your brand. And it's not like, no one's going to look at this picture and be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, I want to buy Shakeology, right? And then don't post just like a picture of your cup with the name Shakeology. That's kind of salesy. I've definitely done that before. I think I did it the other day. I'm still guilty of doing that. But a better option would be to post a recipe with like, this looks really appetizing. And a lot of us probably won't do this with like, this is a lot of stuff to like lay out. But it's more appetizing, and you could post like a recipe so that this picture now adds some value. Another good one is this mom. I don't know who this is, but you can tell she's a mom. She has her kid in the background, and she could have posted this picture with something about how Shakeology is really easy for the days she's on the go and has to take her kid to daycare or something like that. Something that tells a story and adds value, and people can relate to that so much more than just these stock photos. Here's another example. So the photos on the left are really unappetizing pictures of food. At least I think they are. I think it kind of looks like throw up or something gross. So be careful when you post food pictures, because you have to be really careful about the lighting, and these ones just kind of missed it. So if you look at the ones on the right, this one is, all they did was add a straw and some strawberries, but it looks so much more appealing than this plain brown one right here. And they also included a recipe, so it's adding value to people's lives. This is kind of the same dish. It's a pasta dish, but it just looks so much more appetizing because they took time to have good lighting and they have just some visual interest in the picture. So this is another one that has to do with lighting, and this can be a really hard one depending on where you live and what time of day it is, but you want to try to make sure that your pictures are not overexposed like this one. And this down here is just an example of different kinds of lighting. So you can be a little bit more on the yellow side, like these two. You can be overexposed, and this is kind of what we're aiming for, like nice natural light. Some people think that this doesn't make a difference, but it really does make a difference when you're trying to build your following, especially on a site like Instagram. So be careful of that. I think this is the last example. So this is the one that's covering salesy versus not salesy. So I would say these ones on the left here are pretty darn salesy. They have stock photos like this 21-day fix logo, and this is not a picture of the coach, it's a picture of Shalene Johnson. So these ones look really salesy and they look like an ad. So just be careful when you do ones like this. I find that I have a lot better success with ones like on the right side where it would be a picture of the coach that's doing the post, and this top one kind of shows her journey as she's gone along in the programs. Or this one down on the bottom, she added a cute little saying and it's her face. So those ones typically do a lot better. So just to kind of sum everything up, your posts are your paycheck. So you're posting on your storefront, your social media. We have to start thinking about it in a little bit different way than we did when Facebook was just something for fun. So it's recommended to post 2 to 5 times per day, which I know probably sounds a little bit crazy to the newer coaches, and it's okay. I thought it was crazy too. But I will tell you that when I started posting more, I really, really saw a change in people that were coming to me because they kept coming back to my page, kept following me because they were finding valuable content, and it helped build trust and build a relationship. And like I said, it's okay to schedule your posts if you're busy. These are some good sites that you can use to schedule your posts. Have great lighting. If you're using a bunch of text in your post, make sure to break it up so it's easier to read, and it always helps to have kind of a hook at the beginning of what you're saying. Keep it interesting and find your niche. So this just means like if you're really into clean eating, then go ahead and like post to your strengths, post a lot about clean eating, and people will start really enjoying that. If you really like motivational quotes every morning, then great, post that too. Just find something that you can always be consistent and keep it fresh and interesting. And it's okay to recycle your topics because all of you guys are expanding your network and adding new people daily. And so it's okay to post about something that you posted about a couple weeks ago because you have all of these new followers who haven't seen that before. And we need to make sure that we're still talking about everything that happens in the challenge group and just how it is to be a health and wellness coach. There's also some resources. So if you just don't know what to post about, or you're worried about being salesy or worried about being annoying, you can use any of these templates. So these are just some examples of what templates look like, just with suggestions of things that you can post. And if you want some of those, I can definitely get them for you. There's also one with the coaching, like this would be good ones to post to show that you're a coach and show how it's changing your life. Going live on Facebook. So this one is really, really scary, and I was terrified the first couple of times I did it, but it really lets you show your personality in a way that posting just a picture and text can't. And it really builds your following and builds trust. People love live videos, so I would really, really encourage you to try this out if you haven't before. Challenge for the week, try out a live video. So you're able to caption your live videos when you start, and it's always good to do something that's catchy. A lot of people, when they hop on live videos, say that they're going to wait for the audience to come on. This is suggesting that you don't do that because you'll lose some of your audience if you're waiting around for a couple minutes. Let them know why you're going live, what you're going to talk about, who would benefit from watching the video. Try to get people interacting with your live videos. There's all these crazy Facebook algorithms, and that will help more people see your live videos. It's really easy when you're going live and people are commenting to get distracted. I do it all of the time, but it's suggested to not stop what you're saying and say like, hi, whoever, like, oh, I just saw your comment until the very end because it's kind of disrupting. And then people feel like other people that you didn't shout out feel like you're not talking to them. Just have energy, show up consistently. You can read this later if you want. All right, your mindset can set you free. So fear kills more dreams than you can count. Have an abundance mentality. And so this means that a lot of people have said to me lately that there's not enough people out there, but there is enough people out there. And I used to think this too. And again, you're just limiting yourself if you say that there's not enough people out there, and your mindset is just really important. It's important for you to be working on personal development. It's going to help your posts. You can post about what you read in your personal development. Just having a positive mindset is so important. Be careful of the language you're using. So if there's something that you need to work on, instead of saying, I need to work on this, say something like, I will do this. Instead of saying, I'm trying to hit Success Club and I'm trying to do all these posts about joining my challenge group and I'm worried about blah, blah, blah. Be confident and say Success Club is not even a question. I'm going to hit it. And you'll come across more confident in your social media posts. Also, bring in more people than you are inviting. So make sure that, like, if you're inviting 5 people a day, add 10 new people to your network every day so that you don't run out of people to invite. And just have a mindset that everything is going to happen for you. Your posts are going to be amazing. You're adding value to people's lives, because if you're thinking that you're doing good, then you will do good, if that makes sense. Your mindset is a very powerful thing. Focus on one thing at a time. So there are a ton of different platforms like we talked about. I'm speaking more to Facebook right now, and Taylor will jump into Instagram here in a second. But there's blogs and websites and Facebook and Instagram and like pages and Snapchat and Musical.ly. And when I started as a coach, I wanted to jump into everything and make everything really big. But the problem was, when I did that, I just kind of like half-assed everything, and I didn't get really good at one platform before I moved on to another one. So I would encourage you to pick what you're really good at and pick where it would be the easiest place for you to start, because it's the thing you're most familiar with, and get really, really good at it. And then you can think about moving on to another platform. Again, there are enough people for everyone. I just want to reiterate that we are going international, I think in October, and it hasn't been officially released where we're going, but it's pretty much certain that we're going to the UK. So don't worry about there not being enough people, and don't have that mindset, because it'll hold you back. Facebook is an amazing place to build your cold market. You can join Facebook groups. You can ask your friends that are in your challenge group for referrals. You can have a like page. Taylor's going to talk about how to find new people on Instagram. So there are enough people, and you just got to ask for help if you don't know how to tap into your cold market to find them. That could be an entire other topic, so we won't jump into that. But I will say, if you don't have a like page, I would encourage you to make one so that you can tap into your cold market that way. Also, be patient. 1 second, I think there's someone that jumped on that's not muted. Okay. Be patient. It takes a while to build up a following. So don't quit 5 minutes before your miracle. This is another thing that Bonnie said that I thought was just so on point. She said that when she first started as a coach, she wasn't having a lot of luck her entire first year. Her like page wasn't taking off. Her Facebook page wasn't taking off. But now she's a number 2 coach in the network. And the difference between her and someone else is that she didn't quit. And you guys, you have nothing to lose by being patient, because as you know, like, you started this journey to work on your own health and fitness. And if you don't sell any challenge packs or help any people for a month, it's not the end of the world, because ultimately you're still working on your own health and fitness journey. And that's the number 1 most important thing. So don't get frustrated and quit. If you have a hard month, then jump on a call with me or your sponsoring coach, watch an inspirational video, do some training on the area that you're weak at. Don't quit though, because you just have to be patient. Like for me, it took almost a whole year before I started seeing results. Just being consistent. And it's really important not to compare your chapter 3 to someone else's 27. That's something that I was really guilty about doing at first. Like, so-and-so's been in the business for 4 months and she's already diamond and already doing good. And like, here I am, I took, I don't know, like 10 months to become diamond. But it doesn't matter. You don't need to compare yourself, and you just need to be really patient. Use your resources and be yourself. So the magic will happen when you stop copying and start being you. I would encourage you guys to follow top coaches or other coaches on our team for inspiration, but don't use their content, because people are going to see that you're not being genuine, and they are going to be able to tell that you're not being yourself. I provide you guys with a lot of scripts to use for selling challenge packs or like doing a challenge group post, but make it into your own words. I really don't think that like copying and pasting someone else's script works. I've tried doing it before because everyone's really great about sharing their scripts, but I've had so much better luck when I rewrite it in my own words or do something that feels natural for me, because people can really tell the difference. So figure out what sets you apart as a coach and share that. For me, I only recently started sharing about my journey with going through cancer and everything, and I was so surprised at how much my following increased by just not being afraid to share vulnerable parts of my life story with other people. And I really saw a change when I stopped copying other coaches and just started kind of doing my own thing and talked about what was going on in my life and what was important to me and just doing my own thing. There are so many people out there that are just like you that want your help. So don't compare yourself to other people. Don't try to be someone else. And don't worry if you feel like there's not enough people, because I promise you there are plenty of people out there that are waiting for you to be their coach. Some of my top favorite resources to kind of wrap up my part of the talk, for apps, these ones are all good for adding like cute text to photos if you have a coach that rank advances, or if you're doing like a challenge group post. Those are all great ones to check out. Websites for designing, I really like PicMonkey and Canva. Those are great for the same kind of thing. Newsfeed Eradicator is a Google Chrome app. I have a video on how to turn it on if you guys are interested in this, but what it does is it gets rid of your Facebook newsfeed if you're on a desktop. So when you go to your Facebook, like where the newsfeed would normally be, it just has an inspirational quote, and that's helped me a lot to stay on track, because I know we all get distracted by scrolling Facebook. There's also a lot of great webinars out there. Shalene Johnson, who is one of our Beachbody super trainers, has a lot of great ones on like Entrepreneur on Fire. She has Instagram ones. They're all great. Jab, 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 Right Hook is a book that's all about social media. It's amazing. The Thank You Economy, The Go-Giver, and Contagious are all great. Also look on YouTube. There's tons of coaches that do videos on social media. And you can also look outside of Beachbody. Find a company that you really enjoy, like Apple or Google, and look at how they do their social media. And now we are going to have Taylor jump on and talk a little bit about Instagram. Are you ready to go?
Yeah. Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Did it work? Oh, wait. Okay. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I threw together some slides like super last minute because I've been sick and really busy. So I'm going to try and give some helpful verbal tips since my slides aren't very great. So just a little background on me. I've had my Instagram for, I would say, like 6 years, and I've really been putting a lot of effort into it for about 5 years now. So way before starting coaching. So that's kind of where my background comes in, of learning about how Instagram works, just building my own personal Instagram up. And my educational background is in marketing with mostly just websites right now, and I work for Microsoft. I work on their website, but I also help with their social. So if you look at like how Microsoft does their social media, I kind of help with that as well. So I have a lot of insight into marketing, and hopefully my career will go more towards social media marketing. But I want to share some of my tips with you guys, because I think Instagram is one of the best ways to run this business. Just on my first month, I hit SC10, and it was really easy because of my Instagram. Why is Instagram so important? It's public facing, which means you can add more people every single day. And this is great because you'll never run out of people to invite. As long as you're posting and gaining followers, you're never gonna have people that you won't be able to invite. And I think that's one of the best ways to use a public facing social media, because you're not controlling how many people you're adding each day. It's just going to come naturally with your posts. So this allows you to grow your business more. It allows you to reach more people. They can look at your profile and they can say, hey, I want to do this, and then they can invite their friends. So it's a really great way to get your brand and your business out there. So your personal Instagram. So just like Brie was saying, your Facebook is about your business. So it used to be your personal Facebook, but now your Instagram is going to be what you're marketing for your business. So every post you make, you want to keep in mind that this is for your business now. And one of the things I think would be a good idea is to look at your Instagram, how it already is, and go from there. I wouldn't suggest to start from scratch, because I've had a time where my Instagram, I've restarted it to build a better kind of like strategy behind it. So I feel like it's a great way to start from where you're at and then just take my tips and keep going. And I think that's a good way to do what Brie had said, is don't give up and keep doing what you need to do. And like, it's not going to be overnight, but having a good base and starting from there is a good way to kind of get momentum. So anyways, Instagrams that succeed have a theme. So I personally suggest having a theme for your Instagram, whether it be health and fitness, which is a great thing to do, or it be something else. It doesn't have to be health and fitness, but you do have to have health and fitness associated with it. So for example, if you really like to do fashion and you really like to put clothes together and put outfits together, you can totally do that as your theme and also incorporate fitness. This is my fitness outfit I put on. This is my workout pictures, but here's also my cute pictures when I'm dressed up. So you can really incorporate what you really are passionate about into your Instagram and into your theme. So I think that's the great way to show who you are and not just be some salesy, oh, I'm another fitness person on Instagram, because you don't want to be the same as everyone else. You want to be you. And like Brie talked about, always have good photo quality. Even if it means you have to take a photo op when you're walking through a hike and you're like, wait a minute, this is perfect background, perfect lighting, I need to get a picture, I don't care who takes it, I'm super weird about it, and I'm sorry, I do it all the time. I'm always having people take pictures of me and be like, I'm sorry, I know this is really like conceited, but I really need this to promote on my Instagram later or my Facebook later. So always have good photo quality. It's really important, especially when you're tagging your photos. Your picture is going to be with tons of other photos. You want yours to stand out. You want people to look at your photo and be like, wow, I want to click on this. So that's the way you're marketing, is by that tiny little thumbnail they're going to see. Make sure your Instagram is public and not private. And I understand a lot of people have their Instagrams on private. It was their personal Instagram. They don't want to share it with the world. If that is the case, that you don't want your private Instagram to be out there, go ahead and make a brand new one just for your business purposes and start from scratch and make it public. But otherwise, it's very, very good to have it public. That way you're gaining followers without you having to approve them. And you can use hashtags, which is the way to make this just soar. Once you make your Instagram public, utilize the Instagram business profile feature. And I know I saw that, I think Kenzie already has this on hers. I think Brie might have this on hers already. But you have to make a Facebook fan page first in order for this to work. So go ahead and make a Facebook fan page about your fitness. You don't have to actually utilize it yet. But in order to have a business profile on Instagram, you have to connect the two. Sorry, making dinner. Having the Instagram business profile is really helpful because it allows you to see how many people your posts are reaching. So for example, if you post a picture, you wait a full day, you can click on the insights and you can say it reached 10,000 people, and you're like, wow, 10,000 people saw this. But then they'll tell you how many people engaged, but could be like 20 people engaged out of 10,000 people. So you're not doing something right. You're like, wait a minute, something's wrong here. So it allows you to also look at how many followers you're getting each week. It allows you to it tells you how your engagements are week to week. So if your engagements have gone up, if they've gone down, maybe you've been posting a lot last week, it went up super high, and then this week you haven't been posting at all, so your engagements are super down. So you can really see the analytics behind your business, because this is your business. You need data in order to make decisions. It also can tell you good times of day to post, when your followers are most active, where they're all from, and things like that. The biggest thing is be real and honest. Just like Brie was saying about how she was sharing her journey with cancer, and how when she became a little bit more open with her personal life, she saw a lot bigger following come in. You want to be real and honest. You want to be someone that people can connect with through this computer screen, through their phone screen. So the more honest you are about your posts, the more real you are, the more people are going to want to actually follow you, because they'll be able to connect with you. So let's go behind some strategy. So the things that I've learned through my own posts are engaging people in your picture descriptions. So always kind of engage your followers. Write a question at the end. Ask people to tag their friends. You can make a post about, I love shopping at this place. Tag 3 friends that would love to shop here with me, or tag your favorite brands, or get people to comment. And that gets people to feel like they're involved in your life, and then engage back with them. Comment back to them, like their comments, go on their profile, like their photos. You'll start to develop like friendships with people via Instagram, which is great because it kind of connects or makes that trust between each other. And then when you invite them to your challenge group, it's more of like, oh, you're my friend now. You come and join my challenge group, instead of like, hey, we don't know each other. This is out of the blue. So that really helps you kind of connect more with your followers. Hashtags. This is like my number one thing that will help so much. Always use hashtags with your pictures. 30 per picture is the maximum you can have. And don't just use Beachbody hashtags and fitness hashtags. Use a variety, because you want to get the most views out of these 30 hashtags. And if you're using all fitness, chances are you're going to see a lot of people like your photo that are already fit and like are really active. And you want people who, are fit and active to follow you. But you want people who may not have started their journey yet or don't know where to start, because those are people that are going to be in it for the long term and are going to want to be a coach and want to help others. And that's like a great person to attract. So when you're picking your hashtags, you want to do research, because it's not about just picking random hashtags and going with it. This is your business. You're putting effort into your marketing. So you can go into Instagram, go into the search box and type in the hashtag that you want to look up, and you can see how many pictures are associated with that hashtag. If there are 1.5 million pictures with the hashtag of Women Crush Wednesday, that's probably not a good one to pick, because your picture is going to be at the top, and then 1 second later, it's going to be hundreds of pictures down, and no one's going to see it. So if you want people to see it, you need to pick hashtags that aren't used as often. So maybe 20,000 pictures are attached to it, or maybe 100,000 pictures are attached to it. I would say like the most I do is like a 500,000 one that's attached to it, because that's going to have more time for people to go to that hashtag and to see your picture, which is great, because then they're going to want to follow you. So then another strategy that I've used in the past when I first was starting out, and this is another thing that's going to take a lot of time and effort, is likes and comments on other pages. So when you're picking your hashtags, and you can use the same hashtags for every single picture, I have a note in my phone with tons of 30 clumps of hashtags that I will use depending on what kind of a post I'm doing. If I'm doing a fitness post, I have fitness stuff. If I'm doing a modeling post, I'm doing modeling stuff, and all of that. So I have my hashtags ready to go. So I already know which ones I'm using. So what I'll do as a strategy is I'll go to one of the hashtags that I have selected and go to all the feed on Instagram, and I'll just start liking random photos. Liking as many photos as I can, commenting on some photos here and there. What that does is that helps people notice your account. And especially when these photos probably don't have very many likes on it, because they're people's personal photos, they'll want to know who liked their photo. So they're going to go to your account. And if you have a great theme, great photos, good engagement, they're going to want to follow you. So that's a great way to get followers, is to just like a bunch of pictures. Maybe sit down while you're watching TV and just scroll through and like a bunch of pictures. The only thing to keep in mind is Instagram does have like a maximum amount of things you can do in I think it's a day, in the app, so you don't want to, if you go over that, or if you hit that maximum amount of like likes or comments or messages, what's going to happen is they're just going to say, hey, sorry, you can't do that, and then you have to wait for it to reset. So it's not anything bad or anything. So just know you're not blocked. Also look for shout out pages. This is a great way to get followers. If you're doing fitness as your theme, look for fitness shout out pages and send them a message with a picture, or be like, hey, would you want to do a shout out for a shout out? Or would you want to shout out this new transformation picture or this workout picture? If people say no, don't take it to heart. Just keep going. Most of the time, if you offer a shout out for a shout out, like I'll shout out your fitness page. If you shout out, mine, they'll mostly likely say yes. So what I look for shout out pages are about maybe 5,000 to 10,000 followers. That's a great place to start, because they're most likely going to say yes to shouting out your picture or whatever it is that you want shouted out, because they're shouting out everybody's pictures. So then you'll just, pick a picture of that they want and then shout out, hey, check out this cool fitness page that I follow. And then they'll shout you out, which really helps you get followers. So one thing to know is that shout out pages can be deceiving. Sometimes they'll have like 100,000 followers, but you need to make sure you check out the likes on each photo. If the likes on each photo has like 100, 300, and they have 100,000 followers, that those ratios don't add up. They should be having at least 2,000 likes on a photo if they have 100,000 followers. So make sure you're checking out those ratios, because that's probably a scam account. They probably bought all their followers, and you don't want to have your picture on there. Also, shout out pages may charge money for a shout out, and that's something that you shouldn't be doing, especially when you're really beginning in your account. I've never paid for a shout out in my life, and I don't plan on it. You can easily get shout outs with lower pages, because you're not trying to spend money to get a shout out you might not get followers from. So just keep that in mind. And you can also do shout outs with other coaches. If you want to shout their progress pic, they shout your progress pic out to their Instagram. It's a win-win situation. So my challenge for everyone on this call is to go to Instagram and pick one of your favorite Instagram people that you follow. Now, it cannot be a celebrity. It cannot be someone who is like in the public eye. It has to be someone that you didn't know of until you made an Instagram and found their account, because this is like how this will work. I want you to look at that person's account, scroll through their photos, and tell yourself, like, what do you like about their profile? What do you like about their pictures? Why do you follow them? And if they posted a video and were like, hey, I tried out this brand new like hair product, it's amazing, you all need to buy it, it's freaking amazing, would you buy it? Because I know I would. If one of my favorite people I follow was like, buy this, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm buying it right now. I'm buying it right now. So that's going to really help you decide how you want your followers to feel about your own account. See what they do right, and make sure you're doing that right with your own account. And just like Bray was saying, it's not going to be overnight. This isn't like, just like a race. This is something that took me 5 years to build, and it's a lot of work, especially in the beginning. And if you want your business to succeed, always have brand new people to invite, because I know that Facebook is a little bit harder to do that with, because you have to be finding people, you have to be adding them on your Facebook. Your network is going to be huge on Facebook, but Instagram, there's no cap. You can have 500,000 followers. You don't have to worry about hitting a 5,000 friend cap on Facebook before switching over to a different page type. So on Instagram, you'll continue to meet new people and have people be people that you can be helping. So I think that this is a great like social media to put time into, and especially to really put the effort into. That's all I had. So how do I stop sharing my screen? Let's see. I don't know what I'm doing.
There's a button down at the bottom that says stop screen share.
Oh, got it. I see it.
Okay. Okay, let me make, do you guys want to unmute yourselves? Okay, does anyone have any questions for Taylor? Thank you so much for going over all that. Anyone have questions? I had some.
Thank you.
Okay, Taylor, do you do Instagram messaging, or do you move your clients over to Facebook?
So when I do my invites, I send my DMs through Instagram. I'm mostly inviting on Instagram right now because I feel like it's a lot easier to invite people you don't know than invite people you do know, and not forming correctly, not putting in the effort. So for me, since I'm new, I've been just doing strictly Instagram messages. Once I have them say yes, like I want to do it, I add them to my personal Facebook. But otherwise, I'm only doing Instagram messages, which is hard because Instagram only allows a certain amount of characters in a box, so I have it pre-written, filled out in my little paragraphs of everything that I say. So it's a little annoying, but
Yeah, the other thing that I was gonna ask you about is, I don't know if you've had this happen to you yet, but I found that there was like some people that I was messaging months ago
mhm.
said no, and so I wanted to invite them again, but Instagram doesn't save messages after a certain amount of time. So, like, I was inviting this girl who I thought I'd never invited before, and she was like, "Oh, we talked like a while ago, like last summer," and I was like, "Shoot!"
Woo! Okay. I've never had my messages delete before. So what can happen is, I've never ran into my messages deleting before. My messages are always there, and I've actually cleaned out my inbox before I started being a coach. And I went back to like 4 years ago messages and was deleting things that shouldn't have been there. So, I just maybe keep a list of everyone that you're inviting, their Instagram name. I know their names can change, but if you invite the same person twice, it's, there's a lot of people to keep track of.
Yeah. Okay. I also was wondering, do you use Instagram stories?
Yes. So I use Instagram story all the time. It's your best bet to reach all of your followers because most likely they're going to view it. I have more views on my story than I do on anything else. But when I post something on my profile, I also post it to my story. And that way I hope to get some traffic from my story to my Instagram post. Also, sometimes on my I'll post something and then I'll post like an action item on my story, be like, hey, check out this cool thing I just posted. So then it drives traffic because you want to drive traffic to different places. Also, in my description and my pictures, I also drive traffic to my form, my interest form in my bio. So I'm always driving traffic through like a channel.
Um, how often do you change the hashtags? I know you said that you have like lists of different ones, which I do too, for like based on clean eating or like fitness, but
Yeah.
do you change them like often?
I don't change mine very often. I pretty much use the same ones, especially if I am gearing towards a certain theme. And then what happens is in those hashtags, I find shout out pages that are associated with those hashtags, and I think that's how I connect more. I also think that it's good to switch up some of your hashtags some of the times. Like sometimes I'll go through and do some new fitness ones and kind of just see what the posts look like on those pages. I just do some research first.
Okay.